You can't make this shit up. Because I'm driving to my garage, I lose a fucking bumper. Fucking hell. Jesus. Hey everyone, welcome back to my humble garage. I'm right now sitting on my tires since I have no chair to sit on. And today I'm gonna tell you a short story of my E36. You've probably seen the clip of me losing the rear bumper on my IS on the way here, so I did not expect to spend today's morning mounting my bumper and repairing it. I had to weld the new brackets, which they broke off. So I spent maybe 2 hours now mounting the bumper back again, which wasn't on agenda today. So a couple months back, about 2 to 3 months right now, I decided to buy myself a E36, my first BMW ever. I always was the kind of guy that BMWs are trash and you know how it goes. I was just focused on Japanese cars, and this was the first BMW that I decided to buy for the winter and to eventually make it sort of budget drift car. Even though my IS fits the role really well, I've dumped so much money into this thing and I already crashed it twice this year, so that was a sign for me to get a winter beater and eventually make it into a proper drift car. Since the beginning I knew it has to be compact. I just love the community of E36, E46 compacts. It's such a funny looking car and it's really light, so it's perfect. I also knew I don't want to buy some higher spec engine because those are just way too expensive, and I was gonna go for like 2 liter or less. And I did. I found myself a 369 E36 compact, 1994 I believe, and it was perfect. When I bought it, it was cheapest E36 you could buy in Czechia. Right now, the chassis was too good for me to not buy it. The guy who sold it to me didn't use it for 2 years. The car was just sitting in a garage. And during that, they have welded the new sides and the lift points, or whatever you call it. So the underneath of the car was really good. We had the car jacked up, and it was really nice for the cheapest E36 that was on the market at the moment. So it was no-brainer. I bought the car. The car ran great for about 3 days. After first 2 or 3 days, the car started overheating. Even though before it was absolutely fine, we drove it for like 2 hours and nothing happened. So I found out that the bleeder screw that's on the radiator was broken. It was just snapped off. It was sucking air through the broken bleeding screw. So I drilled it out. I replaced it with the brass one, because apparently that's like the worst thing about all BMWs is the bleeding screw that's just plastic and it breaks. So I replaced it. I bled the system. The car ran great for about a week. I started to do the first mods on the car. So I found myself a M3 bumper, and when I was gonna pick it up, it was about 1 hour drive, maybe even less. I drove to a guy, I bought a bumper, and my car overheated. So I bled the system again. The car was again losing coolant through the hoses that just goes from the radiator to the block of the engine. It was old and it was kinda cracked, so it was sucking in air and losing coolant again. So I bled the system on the spot. Thankfully I had the coolant with me still from the last bleeding. I bled the system on the spot again after letting it cool down, and I drove home fine. So I bought the hoses and replaced those. Car seemed fine for about 2 weeks. I think I drove it for 2 weeks, absolutely perfect. And one day it just started overheating, and suddenly I look into my rearview mirror and there was just shit ton of smoke. So much blue smoke, it just clouded everything behind me. So at that point, the engine was gone. I pulled up to the gas station. It was 100% that it's probably broken head gasket or whatever, probably even barbed head, as it was burning so much coolant right now. I let it cool down. I called for a tow, and after trying to start it later, the car was knocking for a bit. I didn't obviously continue to try to start it as I heard the knock, and that was pretty much the end of the first engine after the first month of ownership. So great experience with BMW so far, I'd say. Went well. My first BMW car was running on 3 pistons, I believe, so it probably bent the piston rod when it got hot. Since then, the prices of BMWs skyrocketed. It was winter now, and everyone is just selling BMW for twice the price as I bought it. So for me, it wasn't really worth to buy a new one. So I found the engine for really cheap. The engine was probably like 200 bucks, even with the transmission and all the electric stuff. So it was just simple throw out, throw in. So after the car was sitting for about 2 weeks, it had a new engine. Amazing, everything worked well, and after that the car was running great again with a new engine. So it was running even better with a new engine, even though it's the same engine, and I had a lot of fun with it for the next couple of weeks. We took it drifting a couple times, we started doing some mods. I was absolutely going by a textbook of a BMW owner, so I bought as I said before, I bought the M3 bumper, which I swapped on. I bought the angel eyes, which we installed, and of course I replaced the filter with the cone one, so you can hear the crazy induction noises of the mighty 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine. So we have mounted a huge LED light on the bumper. So yeah, I was having a lot of fun with the car. It was great. Most people are probably gonna say that the 316i can't even be fun, but to me, the unpowered shitboxes are always the most fun. It just makes pushing the car so much more enjoyable, and it's probably even better for me to learn on, as I really suck at drifting, as you might get by my recent crashes with my IS. So for me it's much better, and I really enjoy it. Unfortunately, we didn't have snow in the meantime, as it was winter, but it was just cold. No snow whatsoever. It was fine. It was surprisingly to me doing still really good job in a dry, and on a wet it was amazing. So I was really looking forward to the rest of the winter, as they announced it's gonna be snowing around the New Year's again, and one day before the New Year's Eve it was the end of my E36. I was gonna drive to Hobby Mart, that's right 5 minutes from my house, and before I even got there, the guy swerved into me, didn't give me away, the right of way, as I was on the main road, and he just swerved in front of me and I crashed into him. What makes it worse is that the guy was foreign, he was from Ukraine, and he was thinking that he was in right. So we had to call the police and let them figure it out, and obviously he was fined on the spot and he was found guilty of the accident. So right now I'm waiting for whatever the insurance have to say. They have to look at the car and then figure out how much they are gonna pay me. And with the insurance in Czechia, I think I'm gonna be down a lot. They are probably gonna price the car much lower than what it is right now, and I'm never gonna see the money I had to put to do the MOT, to service the car, and for the stuff I put in throughout the weeks, throughout the months. So either way, I'm losing money on this probably, but that's yet to be decided. What makes the crash the worse is that the guy wasn't really aware that he has to give me away, as apparently in Ukraine it's different. So we were both driving the main road and I was going straight. On the intersection he was gonna turn left, and even though he has the green light and I had a green light, he can just turn left, right? He has to give me away and then turn when it's clear. He apparently didn't know that, and the guys that came there, because he wasn't speaking too much of Czech anyways, so he called some friends and the guys had to explain it to him how the intersection works. So it's kind of scary, but there's nothing much I can do now. So the car is right now sitting at our body shop waiting for the insurance to show up and figure it out. It's probably gonna take months anyways, so this makes me kind of sad. We had a lot of plans with the car. We wanted to use it as a winter beater for this winter, and since it was in really good shape, we planned to maybe swap a better engine in it, some inline 6. We plan to swap some better engine in it after the winter, probably some inline 6, so it drifts better on dry roads. And we have plans for a really cool paint job, which I'm really sad that we can't realize right now. So yeah, what obviously made me even more sad was that one day after the crash, it literally snowed so much. We had about 20 centimeters of snow in Prague, which is a lot. We don't get that too often. And when you got out of city, it got even better, much better. And again, I'm sad I missed that. So one thing is the car is 100% getting totaled by the insurance. There is just no way they would pay for the repairs, as the value of car is really low. So that's that. The second thing is I do think it's repairable, but I'm not really sure if that's worth the hassle, because it might cost me even more than just buying new E36. Even though it's repairable, it's probably not worth the money. So yeah, we'll see what happens next. That's about it, what else I can say. So just be safe on the road, don't drive like assholes. I hope your New Year's was much better than mine. Thank you for watching.